What's very interesting about Lumion is that everyone on the team uses it. I'm a vice president of this firm and I use it on a daily basis instead of sketching these days, or I should say as well as sketching. We also find that people who are more technically minded and sort of typically were involved in the sort of rendering process of more complex software, or more complicated software I should say, use it as well on a daily basis. I've been very keen that my team understands that it's as much a tool for sketching and understanding broad ideas as it is for actually executing detailed phases of a project or understanding detailed phases of a project. We used to do a lot of our rendering in-house in the old days, and we had licenses for 3D Studio Max to do this. Over the years, as outsourcing has become cheaper and cheaper, we've pushed more of that kind of modeling to China, and to we have an excellent studio in South America, in Argentina, that we work with. But having Lumion's actually pulled it all back into our office again, so we don't outsource. We don't have to wait 2 weeks for someone to build a model of our design for us. We build it ourselves and we understand it immediately. So our feedback loop's actually much shorter. We do have licenses for other visualization software, but they just don't get the airtime anymore because Lumion really has changed our workflow. What we do is we actually look at live changes in the model in Lumion, and that's actually the single most important thing for us as an office, as an entity. The fact that we're able to actually look at our BIM model, if you like, through Lumion glasses that show us everything beautifully rendered and in real time, without having to actually go through a strange intermediate production process. When a client's in our London office, we actually bring them up to one of our workstations and then show them how we're interfacing with the site and with the design in real time, because obviously it's so fast, there's no feedback loop. You actually see what's happening and what's being changed live on the screen. I can think of a few examples where a client hasn't been able to read plans and sections. Traditionally, architects and designers have always worked in plan and section and elevation, and so many of our clients don't understand the medium, and so people are always very excited to actually be immersed in the design via Lumion. You can usually see from their body language, from the fact that they relax and that they smile, that they're very pleased with the output. I can also think of examples where the clients only had 5 minutes to understand the design. And the good thing about showing a client a Lumion design is you can explain what might take an hour with plans and sections and renderings very quickly, because you can actually interactively take the client through the design. The great thing about Lumion is it actually understands plant materials and the way they interact with light and the way that they interact with something like wind and weather. And it's always been, for me as a landscape architect, very difficult to express these very subtle and ethereal elements in a graphic way. You can use words and you can use mood images, but now finally we can actually show our clients what these places, not what necessarily just what they're going to look like, but what they're going to feel like. And it's very important to us to understand these things. And so as Lumion's libraries have improved, and as the shadow effects have improved, and the way that the elements that you place interface with the elements of nature and the weather and the light have improved, then that's been very important to us. The importance of Lumion is that it brings the notion of visualization and photorealistic representation of projects to every designer that works in an office. Rather than it being a specialist item that only certain technical minds can master, it's something where everyone can just get involved in the model and they can actually have their say in the design. It's actually a very democratic thing. It doesn't mean that ideas are translated from one person to another and then visualized. It just means that you take your ideas and you bring them straight into the software.